Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this video I'm going to show you how we scaled air-cool marketing to $30,000 per month in revenue in just 5 months. Now I'm going to show you our scripts, our exact methods, the logic behind doing this outreach campaign, and everything from A to Z, even how we ended up automating our sales calls. Now look, parts of this video might be a little boring, so if you know you're the type of person who gets bored quickly, put on 2x speed, power through the video, and I promise you're going to learn something. Okay? With that being said, let's get right into it. So I do want to begin by just quickly introducing what air-cool marketing is. Now, for those of you who don't know, air-cool marketing is a US-based home improvement marketing agency specialized in helping all sorts of home service companies get more leads using Facebook. Now, just like I mentioned at the start, so far, we've gotten up to $360,000 a year or $30,000 in monthly recurring revenue in just 5 months of the company running, right? Now, this has been all cold outreach. Yeah, we get the occasional referral, but it's mostly just been cold outreach, us sending out Facebook messages, and I'm going to touch on that later, okay? Now, in this video, I'm going to show you our exact strategy and logic behind the campaign. I'm going to show you the exact scripts that we use to scale to 30K per month. Not an example script, but the very script that we used. I'm going to show you all the tools and platforms, which include the software tools that we use to automate the process. And then I'm going to show you what happens after the actual booking happens, like meaning, after they book, what do we do? And I'm going to show you how we even automated the sales calls. So we literally started acquiring clients on complete autopilot. Now, I've sold this exact information to other agency owners for thousands of dollars, and I'm not even trying to exaggerate it. I have sold this very information as a system for thousands of dollars, but today I'm giving it away for completely free. So just pay attention because this is valuable, okay? And then I have a picture here from my Go High level. Last month, we did $32,000 in revenue, $26,000 of which came from monthly recurring, and then the rest came from one-time payments, okay? So continuing, first and foremost, what we got to talk about is the strategy. This is what I like to call the preparation stage. Now, the first step of starting any campaign is figuring out who's your ICP, also known as your ideal client profile. You want to figure out where your ideal client profile congregates, and you want to figure out an offer that'll resonate with your ideal client profile on that platform, right? Now, the preparation stage is by far the most important stage in the entire outreach process by far. Nothing competes with it. If you mess this part up, everything that you do after this is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. You could send 10 billion cold emails a month. If your offer is just something that people don't want, it won't make a difference, okay? Now, in this video, I'm not going to talk about how to make an offer because I've already done it in another video. Now, I'm going to put the video right here, and this document is going to be in the description, but I'll also put the video in either this corner or that corner. Whichever way YouTube wants to put it, and you guys can click there. But if you want to learn about how to make a winning offer and learn about what our winning offer was, watch this video and you can learn that, okay? But I'll give you guys an example. For air-cool marketing, our ideal client profile is a male, someone who's 35 to 60 years old, is located in the United States. They're the owner of a home improvement company, and they have ideally done some sort of advertising before because we use that as a pain point, right? Now, knowing that, realistically speaking, what platforms can we really use to reach out to these people? Now, obviously, I'm sure there's some home service owners on a platform like TikTok, but they're not abundant there. This is something that's a big deal in the outreach world. When it comes to platforms, there's no complete polarity. There's no such thing as it doesn't work at all or it works amazing. There's in-betweens, right? I'm sure that I can go and I can do outreach on Instagram and I'll find home improvement people. But I know for a fact that if I go do that on Facebook, the amount of success that I'll see is going to be a lot bigger than the amount of success I'd see on something like Instagram or TikTok or something like that. So in our situation, the most two ideal platforms are going to be Facebook Messenger and email. Now, for those of you who don't already know, I'm the founder of a software company called MessengerFlow. Now, I'm not going to plug this. If you guys are interested, it's messengerflow.com. I'm not even going to plug this because it's not relevant, but whatever. Now, knowing that, it's obvious that we're going to choose Facebook Messenger when it's between Facebook Messenger and cold email. We have a software tool that can send like 5K messages a day. We weren't doing that just so everybody's clear, but we do have the ability to go and send 5,000 messages a day, which no one else has, and we would have an unfair advantage. So we ended up going with the route of doing Facebook Messenger outreach, right? Now the second part, the outreach script. Now look, guys, I'll be totally honest. Besides the actual offer, there's nothing more important than your script. Now, why is that? That's because if you have the best offer in the world, but you can't properly communicate it to somebody, you're not going to have any luck closing any clients, right? It really like makes no difference. You could legitimately be selling solid gold for a tenth of the price. If you cannot portray that in an easy to understand way, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now I have linked my script right here. If you guys want to go on this document, it has all of our objection handles, our openers, everything. You guys can go on this document. As I said, it's in the description and get it, right? But I'm just going to go through it here. Now, the script looks simple, right? Our opener is literally just, hi, are you guys taking on more jobs at the moment or are you fully booked? Now, this seems like a super simple opener, but in reality, there's a lot of psychological principles that are being used here that make it effective, right? For this exact opener, we refer to this as the bait and switch hook, right? This means that we message a potential lead posing as a potential customer. Now, immediately we pique their interest, right? And most of the time with this script, you're going to get responses. I'd say pretty much 80% of companies respond to the script, right? Now, after you get that first response, the odds of you getting another response after that have already significantly increased. Now, this is referred to as the consistency principle. If you guys have read, one of the, best books that I've ever read in my life is How to Win Friends and Influence People. A big part of the book talks about this exact principle, right? If you guys are interested, you guys can go look it up, but that's why we do that. Now, we have a separate response handler for when we get a positive response and we get a negative response. A positive response is like, yeah, we are looking to take on more jobs, or yeah, we can take on more work. And a negative response is something like, no, we're booked up, or no, we're busy, something like that. Now, if we get a positive response, we're going to say something like, it would actually be multiple jobs if that's something you're interested in. I work with a marketing company and we're looking to partner with someone in your area, and we'd provide anywhere between 6 to 12 jobs per month. That's what we say when they are interested. When they're not interested, we're going to objection handle them. We're going to say, are you sure? Just keep in mind, we are fully commission based, and the worst thing that can happen from this interaction is you get an extra couple jobs for your business, right? Now, when I say commission, just so you guys know, we used to have a pay-per-call offer. So that's what I mean, like when I say commission in that offer, okay? Now, again, these scripts aren't just randomly written. Let's actually break down what I just said, and I'll explain to you guys why it makes sense. So first of all, it would actually be multiple jobs if that's something you're interested in. Now, if you know anything about a home improvement, you know it's very high ticket. It's not a cheap niche, right? When we say multiple jobs, this implies a multiple 5 to 7 figure earning opportunity for our potential client. Obviously, they're interested. Everybody wants to make 6 figures, right? Then we say looking to partner with someone in your area. First of all, this is area exclusivity. It's something that makes us unique. It's a core part of our offer, and it's also a common objection, and we address it immediately. Now, this is one of those things that when you run your agency for a while, you start to build things like this. That used to be our most common objection. Now we mention it immediately, right? We don't even let that objection happen because it's mentioned right away, okay? Now, then we say we would provide between 6 to 12 jobs per month. Now, this looks as 3 things at once. First of all, it's a risk reversal. Second of all, it's a guarantee. And then the third of all, it also gets the prospect motivated. Now, why does it get them motivated? 6 jobs, 6 to 12 jobs is anywhere from $60,000 to $120,000 in potential revenue on the lower end, right? When they start thinking about the numbers in their head, right, they're immediately motivated to speak with us, right? So that's why we set it up in that way. Now, the rest of the document is just an industry-specific objection, like sheet. That's really all it is. So if you guys are interested in taking a look at it, you can, but I'm not going to go through it on this video. Okay? So continuing. Now, tools and platforms. As I mentioned earlier, for the majority of our time doing messenger outreach, we were using MessengerFlow. Now, at the time of recording this video, MessengerFlow is not available to public use just yet. So I'm going to show you guys how we used to book meetings without using MessengerFlow. And that's with virtual assistants from the Philippines. But before I do that, I do want to just quickly mention, if you are an agency coach or consultant making more than 5K in monthly recurring revenue and you'd like lead generation done for you on a pay-per-qualified call basis, meaning you don't pay us a dime if we don't get you results, you can apply to work with us at Borks.io. Again, this document is in the description, or you can just type in Borks.io into your browser. For those of you who don't already know, Borks is my lead generation agency. We've helped dozens of different business owners scale with their personalized offer systems that fill your calendar with your dream prospects. Okay? Now, if you want this done for you, just book a free outreach consultation call. We're going to discuss your ICP and your offer, and we'll see if we're a good fit to work together. With that being said, let's get right back to the video. So, if you're not familiar with the term virtual assistant, what it basically means is a virtual assistant is somebody from a country like the Philippines or Brazil or India who will work online for $200 to $500 per month. Now, the livable wage in some of these other countries is a lot lower than the livable wage in a country like the United States or the United Kingdom or Canada or some of these other more developed countries, right? Meaning you can pay, $200 to $500 to someone in the Philippines and they can go and they can justify that as a full-time job. Now, think about it. If you can save yourself 8 hours a day of outreach and just pay somebody else for it, that is an ROI movement, right? You guys can justify that. Now, this is how we got it started in the first place. MessengerFlow didn't exist when we just started, right? In fact, the only reason MessengerFlow does exist is because we want to make this exact process easier, right? We used to book 10 to 20 meetings a day with virtual assistants. Now, obviously, when you're using VAs, it's more expensive, it's more time consuming, it's more difficult than just using a simple software like MessengerFlow, right? But right now, it's really your only solution while MessengerFlow isn't out, right? Now, if you're interested in getting a system set up of VAs that'll do outreach for you, I did also make a video on that as well, right? Now, you can come to this document, click on this video, or it's going to be in this corner, I believe, right here. But, that's just if you're interested. Now, continuing. Now, after the booking, right, I've now brought you guys through the process of us making the script, finding the VAs, or in your situation, in our situation, we use MessengerFlow, and now it is what happens after they book. Now, at Aircool Marketing, we use Go High Level. For those of you who don't already know, Go High Level is a software tool that helps social media marketing agencies with pretty much everything, right? From building websites to having a CRM to manage your lead flow. We use Go High Level for only two things, right? Now, that's our calendar, meaning it's like an alternative to Calendly. Like we literally have like a little page and the person books, and then our CRM. Now, after we book a meeting, that call is automatically added to our pipeline. As you take their prospect through your sales process, ours is simple. It's just one call close. But as you take your prospect through your sales process, you can move them from one step to another in your pipeline. And you can see ours here, call scheduled, first call, second call. This is an older screenshot because we're not using it anymore, but we did use Go High Level for like the longest time, right? Now, the purpose of a CRM, it's to keep track of all of your leads in one place. That's really the core purpose, but there's other benefits as well. The next one is you get a dedicated number and an email address that is only for lead generation purposes in your business. Now, this is big, right? You know that, like, if you guys have ever had one of those situations where you need to find an email or a client said something to you and you want to clarify, it is a pain in the ass, in lack of better terms, right? With Go High Level, on the other hand, you have a dedicated number, a dedicated email address. You can't lose anything. Now, Go High Level also has automatic recordings of all your calls and interactions in one place. So if you ever have a call or some sort of disagreement with a client, you can pull up a video recording or a sound recording of you saying things, and you have all these calls, right? Whether it's for a dispute, whether it's for training purposes, you have it saved. Now, if you get salespeople, which is what we're going to talk about next, you need a CRM to track their progress. You can't just take a salesperson's word for it that they're calling your leads, right? You need to have a CRM to track progress. Then another benefit is you have logged attribution of where your calls are coming from. So if you aren't only doing, for example, Facebook Messenger outreach to get leads, and you're doing maybe ads and cold emails and this and that and organic, you need to make sure you know where your leads are coming from so you know which channels are best performing. Something like Go High Level takes care of all of that for you. And of course, then the last thing is it keeps your sales process tidy, right? It keeps everything in one place in civilized manner. It's just overall a good business practice. Now, I'm not going to go over the main importance of a CRM because it's like super off topic. And if you're not already using a CRM, you should. It's not the purpose of this video. So continuing. Now, automating sales calls. This is the last part of the video, right? And I just want to make something abundantly clear before I recommend anybody do anything. Now, automating sales calls sounds really great, and hiring a closer sounds easy, but in reality, it is nowhere near as great or easy as you think it is, right? The last step is something that is only meant for people who've already scaled their agency somewhat, right? I'd never recommend a beginner or someone who's never ran a company before to just out of thin air go and start hiring closers. Now, reason being is because, like everything good in life, it's not as simple as you think it is. You're going to find a closer, you need to train him, you need to onboard him, you need to have systems. As a beginner, you're not going to have any of these things, right? Now, you need to get to the point first where you legitimately cannot handle the volume of sales calls and you are the limiting factor in your business before you seriously consider going and finding another closer, right? By that point, you should also have money and resources and at least some training, so it would be a lot easier to find them at that point. Now, personally, I've had the best success finding closers on social media. I've tried a bunch of other methods like, coaching groups and, LinkedIn ads and all this other stuff. But my best luck has come from just straight up post about it on Twitter, post about it on Instagram. And that's pretty much it. Just straight up organic, right? Now, I can't really teach you guys how to find a closer. It's one of those things that there's no simple way to do it. It just kind of depends on who you know, who you have access to. But if you were looking for a closer, I would really just go on Twitter and just post about it. That's really your best luck, or that's where you're going to have the best luck. Now, the last thing I do want to mention, and this is the last thing I will say about closers, is you can't treat a closer or any salesperson, matter of fact, as just a regular employee, right? A normal employee is, how do I put this into simple words? They are an employee in the end of the day. A closer knows a little bit more about business. They understand their value. They're right next to the transaction, so they understand how much money they're making you. You can't go and pay a closer $300 a month like you pay a VA. It's just two different things, right? A closer is someone who needs to be compensated very well. If you have a good compensation structures, closers will automatically come to you. It won't be so hard finding them if you do have a good compensation structure, right? Now, when hiring a closer, make sure that that is your number one thing that you outline, right? Don't talk about the call volume and this and that. Your legitimate first thing that you should mention is expected earnings. It's almost like a call to audience in an advertisement. That's what a compensation structure is to a closer. If you say right away, looking for top sales talent, expected earnings is $10,000 a month, immediately you've got the professionals listening to you. Okay? But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. One thing before you'll go is, again, if you do want all of this done for you, it's a complicated process. If you just want leads delivered right to your calendar and you are an agency coach or consultant doing over $5K a month in monthly recurring revenue, as the offer stated earlier in the video, I can get you 10 to 15 qualified sales calls per month using our multiplex strategy, guaranteed. Okay? Now, if you do want the qualified sales calls, just book a meeting with us right below, borks.io. And with that being said, have a good day.